Alright, so we're welcoming Dom into the room today to ask him a few questions about his experience doing Rocky Horror. So let's start off with, how long have you been working out for?
I've been working out for about 5 or 6 years, I reckon. Yeah.
5 or 6?
Since I met you, Tom.
Since you met me. Wow, there we go. And at kind of what age were you when you started to see results in your body?
20, I think, when I started to see real results. I started seriously going to the gym when I was about 19.
Would you say that's a good age to start going to the
Yeah,
gym?
I'd say when your body's kind of more developed
Yeah.
and your hormones are a little more balanced out, it's a lot better time to start going to the gym. So when I was 19, I started building, and then at 20, when I started tweaking things, changing my diet, and really knowing myself a lot more in terms of what I'm capable of and how much I can push, and I could really start changing my body, and that's when I started to see results.
So when you were 20, was that the time you were at drama school?
Yeah, so I was at drama school from 19 to about 22. I'd say at around those 3 years of my life when I saw the most dramatic changes in terms of my fitness levels. I started to challenge myself to see what I was capable of.
Yeah.
And I feel like when you start challenging yourself, your body starts challenging its norms and starts changing.
Yeah, brilliant. Let's get talking about your recent role playing Rocky Horror in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Did it ever cross your mind whilst at drama school that you could end up playing Rocky Horror?
No.
Not at all.
I don't think anyone ever mentioned the Rocky Horror Show at drama school to me, or at least I didn't. No one told me. No one said anything, and I didn't register it. I just didn't.
Did you know anything about the show, or was it kind
All I
of
knew about the Rocky Horror Show was that Tim Curry was in it. Yeah,
brilliant.
that's about it.
So when you got offered the part of Rocky Horror, were you told to keep at the same definition, or to keep kind of advancing in your training and keep getting better?
So in the contract, it said that I needed to stay in optimal physique or shape, which kind of indicated to me that they wanted me to. Well, I guess from the audition, they obviously knew that I'd built into a good enough shape, but it was kind of a clause that meant I had to keep it up throughout the whole year, which is cool. Which is which is quite a nice clause for me, because it just means going to the gym, which is great.
So did you get any kind of sponsorship from any companies whilst you were on the tour?
I got sponsored by a company called LA Muscle. They make all sorts of products, but the ingredients is just such high quality.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm advertising LA Muscle, but they were so good through the tour. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Really good company to be part of.
So getting kind of on the same track with supplements, did you take any supplements?
Yeah, the supplements I took were mainly I had all-in-ones, so they were like protein, creatine, BCAAs and carbs.
Oh cool, so just like an all-in-one blend.
Yeah, so you can buy those at most stores. They're a really good way to get everything at once without having too much of one ingredient.
Okay.
Which I find really useful. But I also would top it up with things like CLA. CLA is actually an LA Muscle's complete one.
Okay.
What it does is it stops fat from metabolizing too much. Well, it keeps fat metabolizing in your body.
Okay, so it kind of helps burn it constantly.
So it keeps fat off essentially.
Right, and do you take any supplements now that you've stopped Rocky Horror, or?
Yeah, I don't take as many. I still take an all-in-one.
Yeah.
Because I just find it so useful. The one I take at the moment is PhD ISO Synergy 7.
Okay.
Which is ISO 7 Synergy, I think it's called, I'm not sure. But it's amazing. So good, and they taste great, the flavours. They've got like a chocolate mint one, it's like... Yeah, but I also, when I was on Rocky Horror, I took a lot of pre-workout, which is like basically a giant caffeine hit, or it's a powder that's got caffeine, or it's got stimulants or whatever. It's legal, don't worry, I'm not taking drugs.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Don't do drugs. But be careful with pre-workout.
Oh, right.
Because you should only take about 1 to 2 scoops max, because if you take any more, it's going to do bad things. I used to wake up at like 4 PM in the afternoon. It would just completely screw your body clock and your metabolism.
Wow.
And everything going mental.
So be careful with that one.
Use responsibly.
Wow, there you go. How often did you have to train to keep in the ultimate shape?
5 to 6 times a week, I'd say, for about 1.5 to 2 hours.
Right.
Would be what I was on Rocky Horror, but that was absolute peak. That was intense training all the time.
And did you have to keep it so intense?
So I really loved bulk weeks. So I'd have like 2 bulk weeks every now and again. I'd go into the gym less times, so about 3 or 4 times a week, and I'd do less sets of an exercise, and it would, I'd be able to get my workout done in about 45 minutes. But it would be like really heavy weights, and going to your 1 rep max, which was like so much fun. And particularly when you're taking creatine, your strength can just go whoa.
Yeah, and let's get on to how hard it was mentally.
Mentally, it was crazy. It was so draining. Once you start having to be in a certain physique for a show, and you get to that point where you also connect to yourself physically in that kind of like perfectionist kind of way,
Yeah.
you end up getting stressed out at the tiniest changes. So if there's a bit of water weight, you know, from drinking something the night before, or you know, in the day when you've maybe just a bit bloated or something, you take it so personally.
So it kind of becomes an obsession, really.
Yeah, it becomes a massive obsession, and you've got to really distance yourself from that, and you've got to be really kind to yourself, and I suppose understand that these things can happen,
Yeah.
and these changes will happen.
Yeah.
It's not a case of they can, it's they will.
Yeah.
So you've got to be completely and utterly understanding with your body and the way it's going to work, so you can then, I guess, sympathise with it. Because otherwise you just end up driving yourself mad, like crazy. I went crazy. I had like breakdowns because of it. It was bad. So try not to get too obsessed.
And final question is, what would you say to others who are trying to get to the same standard as, say, Rocky Horror?
I'd say be consistent. If you want to get to a certain place in terms of physicality and in terms of your tone and your size, you want to stick to something. You want to stick to a plan, or you want to, I'd say, understand what your goal is. Don't waver too far from it, and try and stay as committed as possible. But also just be kind to yourself. So nurture your body. Don't just batter it.
Yeah.
A lot of people go through the mistake of like battering their bodies in the gym, and they never nurture it.
Yeah.
So do your stretches, lengthen your muscles, because ultimately they'll look better, and you'll look better when you move.
Yeah. And obviously everyone's kind of got the different types of body, and everyone's body reacts differently to different exercises, and you've got to kind of respect your own body and nurture your own process, not worry about other people.
Yeah. Everyone's so different. Everyone's bodies are so different. So your body is, every single change that happens to your body is so different to what happens to that person, you know, across the road from you. You don't need to be like that person. You don't need to, you know, maybe aspire, but do not copy. Because the things you do, the things you put in your body are all personal to you. And the way your body will synthesize everything is completely different. So make sure you don't go mad thinking about someone else, because ultimately you are in charge of yourself, and you know what's best for you.
Brilliant. All right, well, that pretty much sums up the interview. Thanks for joining us, Dom.